Hi everyone, my name is Chris, or Pootie Tang, depending on what you know about life. And today I want to talk about a little show. A little show that's meant a lot to me in this current anime season called Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer got a lot of controversy for its first episode involving a scene of the R word. Not gonna say what it is, but it's a scene where a goblin decides to do a thing to a lady's body that she doesn't want to have happen to her, and then she dies. That's pretty much what happens. And then every episode after doesn't feature anything remotely bad or even remotely violent. And so everyone was going on and on about how this show is so brutal, this show is so intense, and it turns out it's not. It's really, really not. I was gonna make a video about Goblin Slayer might be the most boring show of this season because nothing else has happened of note since that first episode. You got into small developments here and there, but I'll be real with you. A lot of people that are making videos about the Goblin Slayer incident are playing you and are trying to get your clicks by trying to make things seem worse and worse and worse. And I'm telling you that it's not. It hasn't been, at least, from what I've seen so far. And ultimately, if anything, the main character of Goblin Slayer has shown me that being socially awkward is an affliction. And something I've been in my life. It's something I can still be when I want to be. I've learned to turn it off at certain bouts. But when it's at its most intense, you can't do anything about it. Goblin Slayer himself is a recluse. Goblin Slayer himself is looked at as kind of a weirdo amongst the community of people that go out there and battle and fight monsters and come back for different missions. When he first, in his last episode, starts interacting with other human beings, you notice he does a lot of odd things. Like, he doesn't take his helmet off at all because he's like, well, what if a goblin comes up behind me? I want to be ready at all points. To the point where he drinks wine with his helmet on and doesn't say more than one word at a time. He's very dark and mysterious. And when they try to communicate with him and learn more about him, he doesn't emote very much, he doesn't give very much of himself. And even when he does, it's very short and to the point. Earlier in the show, when he's kind of making the decision to go on this new mission with the priestess, she's like, "Are you not going to talk to me about this?" And he's like, "I am." And to him, that's very matter of fact. To him, that's very like, yeah, this is how we communicate. But to her, she's like, whoa, this is kind of off-putting. Couldn't you just go like, hey, we need to talk and have a conversation, as normal people do? But as we're learning, Goblin Slayer is not normal. Goblin Slayer is a socially awkward being in this world. People still make fun of him for the fact that he only fights goblins, the fact that he's become an expert in only one thing, when there are bigger, better monsters to go and combat. There is a woman who shows up, and she is, I'll call her a sex pot kitty, I don't know her name, don't matter, but she shows up in the show, and she's like, well, you asked me to do a very weird thing once, and it was involving magic, and of course you look at her, you're like, what did Goblin Slayer want you to do? That was so weird. I feel like that guy has a lot of pent-up frustration, underneath all that armor. So there's got to be something weird going on. And then she's like, I want to tell you about it, but it was about magic, And this unveils a new layer to the show. Because now we're not just having a guy who's out there fighting goblins, doesn't care. He's fighting goblins. He also has some bigger things going on, so I hope we get there in the show later. But ultimately, that's really what happened in the show. That was the big reveal. Goblin Slayer is socially awkward. This is our first time really seeing him interact with other people that isn't the priestess. We get to see him actually go along with his new guild of people, and they all have different personalities that vary in range. And it's kind of cool to see how he plays off of them, because you get to see him as a fuller character. You get to see him as more than just the guy who kills goblins. He's a guy who kills goblins that has a hard time talking to people. He's a guy who kills goblins that doesn't really connect for some reason. He's a guy who kills goblins, I believe, for like a bigger reason than we all know. But then we get to the point where he's like talking about his sister and how much he loves her and how he lost her, as we can all assume, likely to goblins. And to me, that shows he has a heart, and he has more than just a central focus. But the fact that he possibly lost his sister to goblins drove him to a place of no longer caring about being a productive member of society or doing anything more than attacking those that hurt him the most. which shows he has a heart. It's a heart in there, you know, and that's a lesson to learn for people in general. No matter how awkward or weird someone is, there is a heart inside of them. There is a part inside of them that matters beyond how they're acting. They have feelings and they matter. So if you're someone that, like a bully that wants to pick on people because you're hurting, know that the pain you cause those people is the same pain that you feel now. You know, it's the same pain that others feel because we're all human and we're all connected. Today's video, I really just want to say that if you come across someone that is socially awkward, be it an anime fan or not, you know, realize they're people. Realize that they have issues. Realize they're dealing with things just like you are. And even if you don't like them because they're weird, that's okay. Let them be weird, you know, but don't pick on them. Don't make fun of them. Don't hurt them. They don't deserve it. Like I think Goblin Slayer could really just love, like I don't know, Goblin Slayer could use love. He could use someone in his life to show him love and try to work with him and understand him. And while he may be one-track minded and he may be off-putting to some people, I think that there is a certain amount of charm in that because he's very genuine, he's very real, he's very to the point, he's very blunt. He does not play around, he doesn't like give you BS, he doesn't lie to you, he's just like, yo, let's go kill some goblins. And really, what's wrong with that? What is really wrong with that? I mean, aside from the fact that in other universes and other anime I've been watching this season, goblins aren't evil or some of them are good. Let's just hope he's only sticking to killing the good ones, or the bad ones. But we can all hope, okay? We can all hope and pray that he's only hurting bad goblins. But then again, it may be a question of like, are goblins in this particular universe, are they good? Are there any good goblins? Or are they all just mindless creatures bent on rare, not liking women and destruction? Oh man, yeah. I'm trying to like not say that word to not trigger anybody, and I'm also want to keep it real because I don't want to be a fake YouTuber. But yeah, that is what it is, and that is my thought for today. I would love to hear what you guys think about this week's episode of Goblin Slayer, as well as how you feel about the series in general. Do you think it's boring? Was that one episode the only thing that's gonna really get people triggered? Is there more coming down the pipeline according to the manga? Do you think that, you know, the social awkwardness is actually a charming aspect of Goblin Slayer? I really do. I honestly don't want him to like develop anymore as a character. That sounds bad. It's kind of selfish, but it'd be kind of cool to have that almost autistic character that is really good and focused on one thing, and it's not socializing, it's not getting with the ladies, it's not being a brash, hilarious hero. It's kicking butt, but also having a purpose behind it that is noble and true, but also malicious in its execution. I think this character could be shown to be something greater of its parts if we allow it to be, but that's completely up to us as a human nation and as anime fans. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it, everybody. My name is Pootie Tang, and tippy tow, tippy tang. Check out my other videos here. Sarai Tang. So I totally shaved my entire face except my mustache, which is very thin right now. And it feels weird. It's like this, like the style that they say pedos have. Like, well, only pedos just have a mustache. Not a pedo. I'm Pootie.